My beloved child, my chosen one, my precious soul. Archangel Michael is very angry with you. This is the last time I'm flashing this message across your path. Heaven is warning you because the time is running out faster than your heartbeat. Do not test the patience of God's army. Open this within 20 seconds, or you alone will bear the full responsibility for what is about to happen. Listen carefully, this is not a game, not a coincidence, not something you can push away for later. The angels have been guarding you, fighting unseen battles for you, pouring their light over your nights. But you keep ignoring the signs. My child, what you are about to miss could change your entire destiny in one single instant. Before I continue, I must beg you, subscribe and stay connected, because only by holding on to this channel of Heaven's voice will you not miss the miracles already circling your life. If you slip away now, the blessing might slip away too. Do you feel it? The trembling in your chest. That's your soul recognizing the urgency. The heavens have been waiting for you to finally take this seriously. And if you dare to ignore, if you dare to think, "I'll come back later," you may close the very door that angels have spent years opening for you. This is why Michael's voice is heavy with anger. Because love is fierce when ignored. Because heaven cannot allow you to stay blind anymore. You are chosen, and chosen ones do not get unlimited chances. You get moments. Urgent, golden, flashing moments. Like this one. And right now, one such moment is standing at your feet. My beloved, the angels have been whispering into your nights, hoping you would hear even the faintest echo. They have been writing your name on the winds, letting the leaves rustle your story, praying your soul would awaken before it is too late. And now Michael's voice breaks through, not as a soft whisper anymore, but as thunder, because you have waited long enough. This is the final flash of heaven's light before the storm, and you cannot pretend you did not see it. Do not let your own hesitation be the reason your blessing slips into someone else's hands. Every second is heavy with meaning. Right now, as you read these words, the heavens are shifting. Something powerful is already unfolding in your favor, but the balance of it rests on your choice. Will you open your heart, or will you turn away? Michael is angry because he knows what is waiting on the other side of your yes, and he fears you will once again delay. Delay is dangerous. Delay is a thief of miracles. Delay is the reason so many souls never see the promise meant for them. Child of light, don't you feel how rare this moment is? Hasn't your heart been restless for days, your mind filled with questions you cannot silence? That restlessness is not weakness, it is the divine alarm clock that heaven has set in your spirit. You've asked for answers, for signs, for proof that God has not abandoned you. This is it. The heavens do not send messages lightly. Every word you are reading has been pulled from the very fabric of eternity, just for you. And yet, even now, I see your doubts tugging at you. What if I wait? What if I ignore this one too? My child, the danger of waiting is that time does not wait with you. Heaven can be patient, but destiny is a river, not a pond. It flows whether you step in or not. The opportunity does not freeze while you hesitate. It keeps moving, and if you refuse it, it may sweep away to someone who was willing. That is why Michael's voice is fierce with anger, because love is fierce when it knows what you are about to lose. The truth is, angels do not fear for themselves. They fear only for you. They are not begging because they are weak, they are begging because your window is so fragile. Just 20 seconds of your choice could bend your entire future. Just one refusal could cut you off from a blessing that heaven has already placed in your path. This is why this message has hunted you down, flashing across your screen with fire and urgency. And maybe you wonder, why me? Why is heaven chasing me like this? My beloved, because you are not ordinary. Your life is not meant to be plain, hidden, or wasted. You were chosen long before you were even born, woven into a design that requires your yes to release its beauty. That is why Archangel Michael himself steps forward, because your destiny is not small enough for silence. The whole of heaven is invested in this choice. Look around you. You think you are just living an ordinary day, but unseen powers have gathered in your room right now. If your eyes were open, you would see Michael's sword glinting with fire, angels standing guard around your very body, and the clock of heaven ticking louder with every breath you take. All of this for you. All of this because time is short, and the moment is holy. So why does he sound angry? Because you are playing with something too precious to play with. Because every time you ignore the call, the blessing gets heavier, and the battle around you gets fiercer. Michael has fought wars for you, wars you never saw, wars that bruised his wings and scarred his spirit. And each time you walk away, it feels as though his sacrifice was taken lightly. My child, don't you dare treat this moment as ordinary. Don't you dare turn your face away again. Your future is trembling in front of you. I can almost hear it pounding on the door, waiting for you to let it in. But doors don't stay open forever. They are seasonal, like fruit in its ripeness. If you miss the harvest, you cannot blame heaven when the fields stand empty. This is why the message is flashing across your path one last time, because your harvest is ready, but you must reach out your hand before the storm strips it away. And here is what you don't see: if you open your heart right now, if you allow Michael's warning to pierce your spirit, a chain will break instantly. A door will unlock in the spiritual realm. A weight you've been dragging for years will lift in a breath. That is how fast heaven works when you say yes. But if you wait, if you pretend you didn't hear, the chain will stay, the door will stay shut, and the weight will dig deeper into your bones. Which future do you want, my child? The choice is yours. My child, I see you're trembling. You wonder if this is really meant for you, or if heaven could be mistaken. But let me tell you with the certainty of fire, heaven has never made a mistake about you. Every tear you cried was counted. Every silent prayer in your heart, whispered under your breath when no one else could hear, reached the throne of God. The angels carried them upward like sacred treasures. None of them fell to the ground forgotten. And now the response is here. This moment is the answer, but the answer demands your action. Heaven opens doors, but you must walk through them. And here is what you don't see: if you open your heart right now, if you allow Michael's warning to pierce your spirit, a chain will break instantly. A door will unlock in the spiritual realm. A weight you've been dragging for years will lift in a breath. That is how fast heaven works when you say yes. But if you wait, if you pretend you didn't hear, the chain will stay, the door will stay shut, and the weight will dig deeper into your bones. Which future do you want, my child? The choice is yours. My child, I see you're trembling. You wonder if this is really meant for you, or if heaven could be mistaken. But let me tell you with the certainty of fire, heaven has never made a mistake about you. Every tear you cried was counted. Every silent prayer in your heart, whispered under your breath when no one else could hear, reached the throne of God. The angels carried them upward like sacred treasures. None of them fell to the ground forgotten. And now the response is here. This moment is the answer, but the answer demands your action. Heaven opens doors, but you must walk through them. Do you feel the air around you shifting? That's not imagination. It is the movement of the spirit realm, rearranging itself to prepare for your decision. That heaviness you've been carrying, the strange interruptions in your days, the repeating signs you couldn't explain, all of it has been the build-up to this exact moment. The storm gathered so the rainbow could finally appear, but rainbows don't last long. They flash and then they vanish. This is your rainbow moment. Will you catch it before it fades? Archangel Michael has been patient beyond measure. For hours, days, even years, he has stood over you, protecting you from what should have destroyed you. You don't even know the near disasters that were turned away because his sword cut them down before they reached you. Do you think you survived by chance? Do you think the car missed you, the disease passed you, the betrayal didn't crush you, just because of coincidence? No, beloved. You survived because angels were bleeding light for you. And now that same angel raises his voice because he sees you standing at the edge of your blessing, about to step back instead of forward. You have asked again and again, when will my breakthrough come? When will I see the answer? When will my struggle finally end? The truth is, the door has been ready. The delay has not been in heaven, it has been in your hesitation. Every time you felt the nudge but walked away, you stretched the waiting season longer. Michael is not angry at you because he hates you. He is angry because he loves you so much that watching you sabotage your own blessing tears him apart. His anger is holy, it is the roar of love demanding you step into your inheritance before it slips away forever. Listen carefully. Your life is at a crossroads. From here, two roads stretch out in opposite directions. One road is bright, lined with opportunities, overflowing with divine appointments, blessings, reconciliations, love, abundance, and destiny. The other road looks the same at first but quickly twists into shadows, delays, loneliness, disappointment, missed chances, regret. Which road you step onto will depend on whether you obey the urgency of this moment. Do not fool yourself into thinking the choice doesn't matter. Heaven itself paused to give you this final warning. My child, you cannot afford another delay. Heaven will not flash this screen again and again forever. This is the last call before silence. You don't want silence. Because silence means the angels stop fighting on your behalf, stop intervening, stop protecting. Heaven does not abandon, but heaven does move forward with or without you. If you choose to stay behind, it will hurt, not because God hates you, but because you chose to ignore the divine invitation. And yet, right now, mercy is stretched out like a hand in front of you. Michael's sword blazes not to threaten you, but to protect you from what will come if you turn away. Remember when you almost gave up? When you thought no one cared, no one saw, no one would rescue you? That night you were not alone. Michael was there. He hovered at your side, whispering into your heart, "Hold on, because the story isn't over." You thought it was your own strength that kept you breathing, but it was his presence wrapping around you like invisible armor. And now he cries out, louder than before, "Don't waste the chance I fought for. Don't spit on the gift I protected. Don't delay the miracle heaven has already placed in your name. Do not say you're too weak. Do not say you're too late. Do not say you don't deserve it." All those lies come from the enemy who has been trembling ever since this message reached your screen. Darkness knew this day would come, and it fought to keep you distracted, broken, tired, doubting. But light always wins. The very fact you are still reading proves darkness already lost. But if you stop now, if you walk away, the enemy will laugh because he knows you handed him victory without a fight. Will you let him? Or will you rise, even shaking, and say yes to the light that calls you? I tell you the truth, if you say yes now, you will see signs within hours. A call, a message, an opportunity, a door. Something you've been praying for will suddenly move, because heaven does not delay when obedience is given. The floodgates are not slow, they are only waiting for your touch. Like a dam that cracks under the weight of water, one act of surrender will release a rush so strong that you will not be able to stop the blessings. They will overwhelm you in ways you cannot predict. And yet, if you close this, if you shrug and say, "Maybe later," you will watch others receive what was meant for you. You will see doors open for them while yours remain shut. That pain will not come from God, it will come from your own refusal. That is why this urgency burns hotter than fire. That is why Michael speaks not in whispers but in thunder, because this is the final chance before shifting begins elsewhere. Beloved, heaven is watching. Right now, the eyes of angels are on you. The saints in heaven lean forward, waiting to see your choice. Even the loved ones you lost, the ones who walked into eternity, are watching this moment unfold. They are praying you will not waste what is being given. For your life is not just about you, it is about the countless lives connected to your yes. If you step forward, others will be healed, blessed, guided, protected. If you stay behind, they too will suffer delay. You are not as small as you think. Your obedience ripples through generations. So hear me, this is not pressure, it is destiny. This is not manipulation, it is revelation. The truth is, heaven has already written your victory, but heaven is waiting for you to pick up the pen and sign your name on the story. Michael's hand trembles, holding the page in front of you. The ink is ready, the light is burning, but only you can make the choice. 20 seconds is all it takes. 20 seconds to decide the shape of your tomorrow. Beloved, heaven is watching. Right now, the eyes of angels are on you. The saints in heaven lean forward, waiting to see your choice. Even the loved ones you lost, the ones who walked into eternity, are watching this moment unfold. They are praying you will not waste what is being given. For your life is not just about you, it is about the countless lives connected to your yes. If you step forward, others will be healed, blessed, guided, protected. If you stay behind, they too will suffer delay. You are not as small as you think. Your obedience ripples through generations. So hear me, this is not pressure, it is destiny. This is not manipulation, it is revelation. The truth is, heaven has already written your victory, but heaven is waiting for you to pick up the pen and sign your name on the story. Michael's hand trembles, holding the page in front of you. The ink is ready, the light is burning, but only you can make the choice. 20 seconds is all it takes. 20 seconds to decide the shape of your tomorrow. My beloved, you think time is ordinary because clocks tick the same each day. But in heaven, time is alive. Some moments are worth more than entire years. Some seconds decide the next decade of your life. That is why Michael keeps warning you about 20 seconds. Not because he wants to frighten you, but because heaven sees the thin, delicate line between your old life and your new one. And you are standing right on that line now. If you step forward, the entire weight of heaven rushes to your side. If you step back, the silence of missed destiny will echo louder than thunder. You know what it feels like to miss something. The love you never confessed. The opportunity you walked away from. The door you assumed would always stay open but never did. Those memories still sting your soul. They remind you that regret is heavier than any burden. And Michael doesn't want you to carry that weight again. That is why his voice is sharp tonight, because the enemy has planned a trap of regret, but heaven wants you to escape it before it snaps shut. Do you think anger from an angel is the same as human anger? No, my child. Human anger often comes from ego or impatience. But angelic anger burns with holiness. It is the anger of love that sees your worth and refuses to let you throw it away. It is the anger of a warrior who has fought too long for you to lose now. Michael's fury is not to harm you, it is to wake you. It is the sound of heaven slamming its hand on the table saying, no more delays. No more excuses. This child must walk into their inheritance now. And inheritance it is. Do not think lightly of this word. Your life carries a sacred inheritance, gifts, miracles, opportunities, and responsibilities written into your DNA by the Creator Himself. That inheritance is not random. It is a crown already measured for your head, a robe already woven for your shoulders, a kingdom already carved with your name. But a crown left on the table does not shine on your brow. A robe left folded does not cover your body. A kingdom left ignored does not open its gates. Heaven can prepare, but only you can step forward. Right now, the gates are trembling. I can almost hear the hinges creak as the angels push them open. Beyond those gates lies what you have prayed for, breakthrough in finances, restoration in relationships, healing in your body, peace in your spirit, clarity in your mind. Beyond those gates lies what your enemies said you could never have, what life tried to strip from you, what even you thought was impossible. But all of it is waiting, hanging in balance, depending on whether you will listen to Michael's last warning. And let me tell you this, the enemy knows. Darkness can smell the shift in the air. That's why you felt unusual heaviness, strange distractions, even sudden attacks in recent days. The enemy is desperate to keep you from this moment because he knows once you step into it, his grip on you breaks forever. That's why doubt whispers louder. That's why weariness feels heavier. That's why fear creeps into your chest right as you are about to decide. It's not coincidence. It's the final resistance before breakthrough. If you push now, you will break through. If you retreat now, you will lock yourself in another cycle of waiting. You ask, but how do I push? How do I say yes? My child, it is not complicated. Heaven never asks you for rituals or burdens. Heaven asks for your heart. All you need to do is open yourself fully in this moment, whisper even in your soul, "Yes, Lord. I choose your way. I receive what heaven has prepared. I refuse to delay." That simple act, said in faith, cracks open the door for miracles. It is not about perfection. It is not about knowing everything. It is about surrender in this holy second. If you say yes now, signs will follow. Some will be small, a sudden peace where there was anxiety, a call that confirms what you've just read, a dream that explains what your mind could not. Others will be dramatic, a financial door you never expected, a relationship restored, a burden lifted so quickly you'll wonder if it was ever real. These signs are not tricks, they are heaven's way of proving to you that obedience unlocks reality. But if you close this moment, if you push it away, the opposite signs will appear. Silence in the place of answers. Delay in the place of progress. Regret in the place of joy. This is not punishment, it is simply the fruit of refusal. Heaven gives freely, but only to open hands. If you close your hand now, you cannot receive what has already been placed above you. And here is what many do not realize, every blessing carries timing. Just like fruit cannot stay ripe forever, destiny cannot stay waiting forever. If you leave it too long, it passes to another. And then you are left watching others live the story you were meant to live. That pain is unbearable, and heaven does not want you to taste it again. That's why this message is so sharp, so urgent, so unwilling to let you scroll away. Michael's presence is near you now. Some of you can even feel the weight in the room change, a strange heat or pressure, as though someone unseen is watching. That is not imagination. That is the Archangel himself, leaning close to be sure you cannot miss this. His wings span wide, his eyes burn like fire, and his voice shakes the ground of your spirit. Do not test me again. Do not walk away. This is the last flashing of heaven's mercy before the responsibility falls fully on you. Child, responsibility is heavy. If you ignore this, you cannot blame anyone else for what follows. The angels will not shield you from consequences you choose yourself. They will grieve, but they will not disobey heaven. That's why Michael says, if you delay, you will bear the responsibility alone. He does not say this to scare you. He says this so you finally understand, your choices matter. Your delay has cost too much already. This is the line drawn in fire. You must choose now. And here is what many do not realize, every blessing carries timing. Just like fruit cannot stay ripe forever, destiny cannot stay waiting forever. If you leave it too long, it passes to another. And then you are left watching others live the story you were meant to live. That pain is unbearable, and heaven does not want you to taste it again. That's why this message is so sharp, so urgent, so unwilling to let you scroll away. Michael's presence is near you now. Some of you can even feel the weight in the room change, a strange heat or pressure, as though someone unseen is watching. That is not imagination. That is the Archangel himself, leaning close to be sure you cannot miss this. His wings span wide, his eyes burn like fire, and his voice shakes the ground of your spirit. Do not test me again. Do not walk away. This is the last flashing of heaven's mercy before the responsibility falls fully on you. Child, responsibility is heavy. If you ignore this, you cannot blame anyone else for what follows. The angels will not shield you from consequences you choose yourself. They will grieve, but they will not disobey heaven. That's why Michael says, if you delay, you will bear the responsibility alone. He does not say this to scare you. He says this so you finally understand, your choices matter. Your delay has cost too much already. This is the line drawn in fire. You must choose now. And do not forget, this is love. Fierce, burning love. The kind of love that fights for you when you don't fight for yourself. The kind of love that gets angry not because it wants to leave you, but because it cannot bear to see you destroy yourself. The kind of love that flashes warnings in fire on your screen because whispers were not enough anymore. So choose, beloved. Choose life. Choose destiny. Choose the miracle that has been begging at your door. Open this moment with all your heart, and watch what heaven has been holding back come rushing in. For the clock is ticking, and every second is holy. My beloved child, don't think for a second that heaven doesn't see your hesitation right now. You are standing in a moment that looks like paper and ink on a screen, but in the spirit world, this moment is fire, it is thunder, it is angels shouting your name. Even as you breathe, I see the balance hanging, one choice and your life bends like a branch in the storm. Do you not feel it? That restless stirring in your chest is not fear. It is recognition. Your soul knows this is different from every ordinary word you've read before. Archangel Michael does not raise his voice unless the matter is urgent. He has waited, and waited, and waited again, sending whispers, sending signs, sending small nudges in your spirit. And when you ignored those, heaven did not condemn you. Heaven kept sending more chances. But now the hourglass is almost empty. The sand is falling fast, and Michael says, this is the last flashing on your screen. If you walk away, it will not flash again. Can you imagine the silence if heaven decides to stop speaking? That silence is darker than any night, heavier than any burden, emptier than any loss. That silence is what the enemy desires for you, to be cut off from guidance, wandering blind. But you don't have to walk into it. There is a reason this message carries so much weight, because your life is more important than you realize. Do you know how many lives are tied to your destiny? Do you know how many people are waiting for your yes? You thought you were small, but in the halls of heaven your name is written in gold. Angels call you chosen, saints pray for your obedience, and even your enemies tremble at the thought of you stepping into your fullness. This is why darkness tried to crush you early, because it saw what you could become. This is why pain visited you so often, because the enemy hoped you would give up before this day arrived. But you didn't give up. You are still breathing, still searching, still listening. That is why this moment is here, to crown your endurance with breakthrough. You've been asking silently, God, when will things finally change? When will the struggle break? When will my blessing come? And now heaven answers, now, if you obey. The blessing is not tomorrow, not next year, not in another lifetime. It is now. But you must grasp it. You must open your heart like a door flung wide to receive the flood. If you hesitate, if you doubt, if you scroll away, the flood will pass you by and someone else will drink from it. That is why Michael is furious. He sees the river, he sees your thirst, and he sees you turning away from the very water you cried out for. Do not think you have endless chances. Every soul has windows, and those windows do not stay open forever. This is your window. The glass is fragile, the frame is shaking, and heaven is shouting for you to step through before it shatters shut. If you miss it, you cannot blame anyone else. Not God. Not the angels. Not fate. Only yourself. That is why this warning burns like fire. It is love refusing to let you destroy yourself through delay. I know you are tired. I know you've been through battles that almost broke you. I know disappointment has become such a familiar taste that you no longer believe in sweetness. But my beloved, don't you see? That is exactly why heaven is doing this. Because you were never meant to live only in survival. You were never meant to crawl when you were created to soar. Michael has not been fighting for you to keep you in mediocrity. He has been fighting for the day you finally step into destiny. That day is today. That moment is now. Do you remember the times you almost died? The accident that almost claimed you. The sickness that almost consumed you. The heartbreak that almost ended you. Do you think you escaped by chance? No. It was Michael's hand, Michael's sword, Michael's fury standing between you and destruction. He has scars for you, though you cannot see them. And now he demands you not waste the life he preserved. He says, do not test my patience again. Do not make my battles meaningless. Do not throw away the victory I bled to secure. Beloved, do not be fooled, this is not fearmongering. This is reality. In the spirit world, doors are opening and closing every second. The enemy wants your door shut forever. Heaven wants it open. Your choice decides which voice wins. Michael's anger is not to punish you, it is to push you across the threshold before the door slams shut. And if you obey, the sound of that door opening will echo for generations. Imagine it, your life transformed. The breakthrough you've been waiting for finally breaking open. The relationships restored, the finances flowing, the healing manifesting, the peace surrounding you. Imagine waking up tomorrow and feeling the shift so strongly that you weep with gratitude. That is what waits behind obedience. But imagine the opposite, waking tomorrow knowing you ignored the last warning, knowing silence has replaced guidance, knowing regret is now your companion. Which reality will you choose? Beloved, do not be fooled, this is not fearmongering. This is reality. In the spirit world, doors are opening and closing every second. The enemy wants your door shut forever. Heaven wants it open. Your choice decides which voice wins. Michael's anger is not to punish you, it is to push you across the threshold before the door slams shut. And if you obey, the sound of that door opening will echo for generations. Imagine it, your life transformed. The breakthrough you've been waiting for finally breaking open. The relationships restored, the finances flowing, the healing manifesting, the peace surrounding you. Imagine waking up tomorrow and feeling the shift so strongly that you weep with gratitude. That is what waits behind obedience. But imagine the opposite, waking tomorrow knowing you ignored the last warning, knowing silence has replaced guidance, knowing regret is now your companion. Which reality will you choose? Michael is standing in your room even now. His sword is lit with flame. His wings stretch wide. His eyes blaze with holy fury. He is not here to play. He is not here to entertain. He is here to deliver the message that decides your future. And he says, "This is the last time. Do not delay. Do not skip. Do not test me. Open this moment fully or bear the responsibility alone." Responsibility, my child, is heavier than you imagine. Because if you turn away, every missed blessing will cry out against you. Every soul who was meant to be touched through your obedience will suffer delay. Every miracle that was meant to flow through you will wither. And the weight of that will rest on your shoulders alone. Heaven will not carry what you refuse. That is why Michael sounds so fierce, because he wants to spare you that crushing weight. Do not fear his anger. Fear only your own hesitation. His anger is a shield, a roar, a call to arms. His anger is proof of how deeply heaven is invested in your future. If heaven did not care, you would hear nothing. The silence would have swallowed you long ago. But because heaven refuses to lose you, you hear fire now. That fire is love. That fire is urgency. That fire is your rescue. Beloved, you have 20 seconds. 20 seconds to choose. 20 seconds that weigh more than 20 years. Heaven is leaning in. The angels are holding their breath. The enemy is trembling, hoping you'll ignore this. The clock is ticking louder than your heartbeat. And the decision is yours. My beloved, can you feel how heaven has paused everything for you? The air itself feels heavier because angels have crowded around this moment. They are waiting for your decision like soldiers waiting for a commander's signal. All of heaven is prepared to act the second you say yes. But if you say no, or if you delay again, they will sheath their swords and step back. They will not interfere with the choice you make. That is why Michael's voice shakes with anger, not hatred, not rejection, but urgency. He has held the line for you long enough. Now you must step forward. You ask yourself, what if I'm not ready? But heaven answers, you are ready enough. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to erase every flaw. All you need is to open your heart right now. Read these words with a trembling awareness that your future is hanging in balance, and then choose to believe. That belief alone will set heaven into motion. Heaven never waits for perfection, heaven moves at the sound of faith. Look back at your life, child. How many times did you feel you were overlooked? How many nights did you lie awake wondering if God even remembered you? You thought you were forgotten, but do you not see? You were being preserved for this exact moment. If heaven had released everything earlier, you would not have been ready. You would have mishandled the blessing. But now the fire has refined you, the storms have shaped you, and the waiting has trained you. This is why the window is now. You are ready, even if you don't feel it. Michael knows this, and that's why he refuses to let you skip this final chance. Do you not understand what hangs on this decision? Your next season is waiting at the door. It is not just about money, or relationships, or health, it is about your identity. You have been walking like a shadow of yourself, but heaven sees the real you, the full you, the radiant you that was created before time began. That version of you has been waiting like a caged lion, pacing, hungry to be released. And the key to that cage is in your hand right now. If you ignore this, you stay trapped. If you open this moment, the cage breaks and the roar of your true destiny will shake the earth. Michael is fierce because he sees both futures, the one where you obey and the one where you delay. He sees the bright light waiting to crown your life, but he also sees the darkness eager to consume the gap if you hesitate. And he is begging you to choose light. He is shouting because the moment is too precious for whispers. Child, I must tell you plainly, there is no coincidence here. This message did not appear by mistake. Heaven does not send casual words. The fact that your eyes are on this now proves that destiny has caught you. You can't run anymore. You can't hide anymore. You can't pretend this is just another ordinary day. You have been cornered by love, pursued by grace, and confronted by destiny. That is why your chest feels tight as you read, why your spirit feels restless, why your heart races faster. Because your soul knows, this is it. Do not let fear trick you. Fear whispers, maybe tomorrow. Maybe later. But later never comes. Later is the language of regret. Later is the strategy of the enemy. Later is the slow poison that robs you of miracles. Heaven never says later. Heaven says now. Michael says now. God says now. I tell you again, if you choose now, the flood will come. You will feel shifts within hours. Calls you didn't expect. Breakthroughs in areas you thought were dead. Peace that makes no sense. Strength where you were weak. Doors you didn't knock on opening wide. This is not fantasy. This is the pattern of heaven. Obedience releases acceleration. But if you walk away, the reverse will unfold. Silence where you longed for answers. Delays that stretch into years. Opportunities that pass to others. The slow ache of regret whispering, what if I had listened? That is what Michael is trying to save you from. He is not angry because he despises you. He is angry because he loves you too much to watch you throw yourself into pain again. Beloved, let me remind you of something. You were chosen long before you were born. Your existence is not an accident. Your name is written in the eternal records. You carry assignments that no one else on this earth can fulfill. You were crafted with intention, designed with precision, loved with passion. The enemy saw your light before you even took your first breath, and that is why life has been so hard for you. The attacks were not proof that you were weak, they were proof that you are dangerous to darkness. And now, at last, heaven says, it is time. I tell you again, if you choose now, the flood will come. You will feel shifts within hours. Calls you didn't expect. Breakthroughs in areas you thought were dead. Peace that makes no sense. Strength where you were weak. Doors you didn't knock on opening wide. This is not fantasy. This is the pattern of heaven. Obedience releases acceleration. But if you walk away, the reverse will unfold. Silence where you longed for answers. Delays that stretch into years. Opportunities that pass to others. The slow ache of regret whispering, "What if I had listened?" That is what Michael is trying to save you from. He is not angry because he despises you. He is angry because he loves you too much to watch you throw yourself into pain again. Beloved, let me remind you of something. You were chosen long before you were born. Your existence is not an accident. Your name is written in the eternal records. You carry assignments that no one else on this earth can fulfill. You were crafted with intention, designed with precision, loved with passion. The enemy saw your light before you even took your first breath, and that is why life has been so hard for you. The attacks were not proof that you were weak, they were proof that you are dangerous to darkness. And now, at last, heaven says, it is time. Archangel Michael stands with fire around him, declaring, "Do not test me again. Do not test heaven again. This is your moment. This is your window. This is your last warning before silence falls. Will you listen, my child? Or will you once again pretend you didn't see? Remember this, angels can fight battles for you, but they cannot make your choices. Heaven can prepare blessings for you, but it cannot force them into your hands. God respects your will too much to override it. That is why Michael is so fierce, because even though he is powerful, he cannot choose for you. Only you can open this door. Only you can release what is waiting. And I tell you this in love, if you open it, your life will never be the same again. Your tomorrow will not look like your yesterday. The chains will fall, the burdens will lift, the shadows will scatter, and the light will rise in your life like the morning sun. That is what waits for you now. That is what burns in the hands of heaven, ready to be poured into your lap. But if you close this, if you dismiss it, if you turn away, then you will watch others live the life you were meant to live. And the regret will haunt you more than any failure ever could. That is why this feels so heavy. That is why this feels so urgent. Because it is. My beloved child, hear me once more before the clock strikes silence. You have been circling the same mountain of delay, walking the same valley of confusion, tasting the same bitter flavor of disappointment. You asked, why does nothing ever change for me? And heaven answers, because you kept skipping the doors we opened. Michael has been flashing messages, sending whispers, placing signs in front of you, but you walked past them thinking, maybe later. And later never came. That is why his voice now roars with fire, this is the last time. Do not delay again. Every second is holy now. Every breath is weighed. Do you not feel how the atmosphere presses down heavier than usual? That is because this is not just a paragraph on a screen, it is a meeting point between heaven and your soul. Right here, right now, eternity leans into time, and angels stand with swords drawn, waiting for your word. Your yes or no will determine whether they rush forward or retreat. That is how serious this is. Do not underestimate what hangs in balance. If you step into obedience now, the next years of your life will not look like the last. You will see blessings accelerate so quickly you'll wonder if you are dreaming. The enemy will retreat, chains will snap, and what you thought was lost forever will suddenly be restored. But if you walk away, if you shrug this off, then the years ahead will repeat the years behind, same delays, same disappointments, same emptiness. And you will know it was not heaven who withheld, but you who refused. Michael's anger is not cruel. It is desperate love. He has fought for you for too long to let you sabotage yourself again. He says, "Do not test me. Do not test heaven. If you delay, the responsibility falls fully on you." These words are not to frighten you into despair. They are to wake you from your sleep. Heaven has invested too much in you to let you keep sleeping through destiny. This is the trumpet blast that shakes the ground. This is the thunderclap that breaks the silence. This is your last wake-up call before the opportunity shifts away. Beloved, don't you see the pattern? How many times did you almost give up, only to be pulled back at the last moment? How many times did you fall, only to rise again without knowing why? That was heaven refusing to lose you. That was Michael shielding you from the full blow of what should have destroyed you. And now, after all that rescue, after all that protection, he refuses to let you throw away the miracle prepared for you. That is why his tone is fierce. Because this is too important to lose. Your destiny is not only about you. It is about the countless lives tied to your obedience. Your family, your friends, strangers you haven't met yet, they are waiting on the other side of your yes. Your choice will ripple across generations. Do you want your children, and your children's children, to inherit delay, or do you want them to inherit blessing? That decision begins here, now, in these 20 seconds of holy fire. The enemy is trembling. Right now, darkness is panicking because it knows what happens if you choose light. It knows it will lose its grip on you forever. That is why your doubts scream louder, why distractions tug harder, why fear whispers stronger. It is the final resistance before breakthrough. Push once more, and the wall crumbles. Say yes once more, and the flood comes. Do not let the enemy laugh because you handed him victory at the very edge of your breakthrough. Child, close your eyes for just a moment. Imagine your life if you obey now. Imagine doors opening so quickly that you cannot keep up. Imagine waking with peace that has no explanation. Imagine calls coming, messages arriving, opportunities finding you without effort. Imagine chains snapping that you thought were welded shut forever. That is the life waiting behind your obedience. And it is real. It is already written in heaven's book. But heaven will not force it on you. You must open the page yourself. And now imagine the opposite. Imagine walking away from this moment. Imagine silence replacing the whispers you once heard. Imagine watching others receive what you prayed for, while your hands stay empty. Imagine carrying regret like a stone in your chest, whispering to yourself, "What if I had listened?" That pain is not necessary. That pain is not written for you. But it will become yours if you ignore this moment. The enemy is trembling. Right now, darkness is panicking because it knows what happens if you choose light. It knows it will lose its grip on you forever. That is why your doubts scream louder, why distractions tug harder, why fear whispers stronger. It is the final resistance before breakthrough. Push once more, and the wall crumbles. Say yes once more, and the flood comes. Do not let the enemy laugh because you handed him victory at the very edge of your breakthrough. Child, close your eyes for just a moment. Imagine your life if you obey now. Imagine doors opening so quickly that you cannot keep up. Imagine waking with peace that has no explanation. Imagine calls coming, messages arriving, opportunities finding you without effort. Imagine chains snapping that you thought were welded shut forever. That is the life waiting behind your obedience. And it is real. It is already written in heaven's book. But heaven will not force it on you. You must open the page yourself. And now imagine the opposite. Imagine walking away from this moment. Imagine silence replacing the whispers you once heard. Imagine watching others receive what you prayed for, while your hands stay empty. Imagine carrying regret like a stone in your chest, whispering to yourself, "What if I had listened?" That pain is not necessary. That pain is not written for you. But it will become yours if you ignore this moment. That is why Michael's eyes blaze like fire, why his wings spread wide, why his sword glows hotter than the sun. He does not stand in your room to decorate it, he stands to deliver the final word: choose now. Do not test me again. This is the last flashing of heaven's mercy before silence. And beloved, I tell you this with trembling love, you will not hear another warning like this again. So what will you do? Will you scroll past, pretending this was ordinary? Or will you bow your head, open your heart, and whisper the yes that heaven has been waiting to hear? That yes does not need to be perfect. It does not need to be long. Even a trembling, whispered yes will shake eternity. Because obedience is not about strength, it is about surrender. My beloved, you are chosen. You are seen. You are loved. And you are standing in the most important 20 seconds of your life. Do not waste them. Do not delay. Do not let this pass. Open your heart now, and watch the flood of miracles pour into your life. For heaven has waited long enough. The angels have fought long enough. The trumpet has sounded. The gates are open. And your destiny is standing on the threshold, begging you to step through. Choose, child. Choose now. For your tomorrow depends on it. My child of light, you are still here, still reading. That means your soul has not turned away, no matter how heavy the words feel. Do you know what that means in heaven? Every second you remain here, the angels rejoice, because it means the enemy's grip is loosening. You think you are only staring at words on a screen, but in the unseen realm, your yes is already forming. And heaven can hear the sound of it, even before it leaves your lips. You've been asking, why does Archangel Michael sound so angry? Why does this feel so fierce? And the truth is simple, because gentle whispers no longer work. You've ignored too many soft signs. You've dismissed too many quiet nudges. So heaven decided to roar. Heaven decided to shake the ground. Heaven decided to flash this before your eyes in a way you cannot scroll past. It is not cruelty, it is mercy in its loudest form. Because when God loves you too much to let you stay blind, He will send thunder instead of whispers. Think of your life, beloved. You've walked through valleys darker than most people could bear. You've carried burdens that would have broken others. And yet here you are. That is not weakness, that is evidence of angelic warfare on your behalf. Michael has carried you through nights you thought you wouldn't survive. His sword has struck enemies you never saw. His shield has covered you while you slept. Do you think all of that was so you could waste the blessing waiting for you now? No. He fought for this moment, for this exact window, for your yes. That is why He will not let you ignore it again. I tell you plainly, there is no more time to delay. You are standing at the edge of your harvest, and harvests do not wait forever. Fruit spoils when left untouched. Doors close when left unopened. Opportunities fade when left ignored. This is not to scare you, my beloved, it is to awaken you. Because you have cried too many tears, prayed too many prayers, suffered too many delays to let everything slip through your fingers now. This is the moment to grasp what heaven has held for you all along. Do not believe the lie that you are unworthy. Worthiness was never the condition. Love was. Grace was. You have already been marked by heaven. Your scars do not disqualify you, they are proof of survival. Your failures do not cancel your calling, they are fuel for your destiny. Every part of your story has been leading to this second. You are not too broken, not too late, not too lost. You are exactly where heaven needs you, because heaven has orchestrated this very moment. Michael says again, do not test me. Do not test heaven. This is the last time I will flash this before your eyes. Those words should not make you tremble in fear, but tremble in awe. Because do you know what it means for heaven to speak so directly? It means your life matters more than you realize. It means the Creator Himself has paused eternity to lean toward you. It means your destiny is so valuable that the greatest warrior angel of heaven was dispatched to make sure you didn't miss it. That is not anger alone, it is honor. Look around you. Life has been circling, repeating cycles, patterns of rise and fall, hope and disappointment. Don't you want to break the cycle? Don't you want to step out of the loop and into something new? That new is not far away. It is standing in front of you now. But cycles only break when choices break them. If you make the same choice again, delay, ignore, pretend, then the cycle will spin again. But if you choose differently now, the wheel will shatter, and you will step onto a new road. That is why this moment feels heavier than all the others. Because it is the one that can finally break the pattern. Beloved, your enemies are watching too. Those who thought you would never rise, those who laughed at your pain, those who counted you out, they are about to be silenced. But only if you obey. If you ignore this, their laughter will continue. If you step forward, their laughter will turn to shock. Michael does not want you to give your enemies the satisfaction of seeing you stuck again. He wants you crowned, honored, lifted, restored. That is why his tone is fiery.